You know, I make a lot of really weird titles for videos. The ones that grab people's attention maybe are a bit clickbaity because that's fun, you know? But this one is by far the weirdest, and at the same time, I am not actually lying. I guess I'm kind of paraphrasing the truth a little bit, but still, you can't fully charge Jet, look at a mini-boss spawn, see this, and not go, wow, Kirby just killed a mini-boss by kicking their butt. Wowie zowie. Given how blink and you miss it this is, it should come as no surprise that this is integral to Kirby speedruns, but it's used in more creative ways than you may expect. Before we begin though, if you enjoy Kirby speedrunning content, I actually upload Kirby speedrun videos every day on this channel. So if you like this video and you want to see more, go ahead and leave it a like and subscribe. Consider becoming a patron by checking out my Patreon in the description as well for neat perks, including 2-day early access to all of my videos. Special thanks to my head-patting Fluffle fan patrons, Biohazard, Furiel, Tyke, Jane, and remember, Miss K says, Bride was a riot. I love you guys! So, why are we even talking about butts to begin with? How old are we, 5? Well, actually, in dog years, I'm only 3, so I can say whatever I want. Obviously, I can't tell you for sure if this was intentionally programmed in or not. Kirby Super Star is an absolute nightmare when it comes to how it was put together. You can practically see the glue and sticks holding it if you know where to look. So I've got nothing on if this falls into, oh, that's a funny accident, or someone on the dev team really hates bottoms. Wow, I really just worded it like that, huh? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much if it was intentional or not. So let's just get into the how of, well, how this works. I got a big vocab up here. For whatever reason, mini-bosses were literally made to take extra damage if you hit them from underneath. And yeah, that's it. I can't tell you how many KSS, Kirby Super Star for the less lazy, runners I've talked to about this, wondering if maybe there's something I'm missing here since it sounds so strange. Their reactions are typically, no, they literally just take more damage if you hit them from underneath, or, this is KSS we're talking about. There are so many weirder things. And you know what? Neither of those statements are wrong. They're both correct. I could make a whole month of videos about weird speedrunning tech for Kirby Super Star and still have extra material left over. There's no way I could make videos for a full month every day. No way. So you hit mini-bosses hard enough from underneath and they explode, we have some immature fun, and that's it, right? Well, if you know anything about speedrunning, at least of the Kirby variety, it's that ability variety is pretty limited. Especially in any percent runs, you usually only see the absolute most optimal abilities, seeing as how you're going for a super fast time. Replacing abilities takes time, especially in KSS where you have to make a helper, then you gotta get rid of your helper, and then you can get another ability. And that's just to change abilities once, so to avoid the time equivalent of paying a mortgage on your house, you really want an ability that can deal enough damage to knock out the mini-bosses in one hit. And what ability can do that? All of them? Okay, so obviously something like Crash, Mike, Cook, those aren't gonna work. Sleep wouldn't work to the untrained eye, but if you're enough of a memer, then Sleep can do anything. But those aside, I'm serious when I say that any ability can do it. And funny enough, the way to do this is by creating a helper. Yeah, the thing that normally takes forever that I just said can actually save time. Don't try to think about it too hard. The specifics of speedrun tech are mostly for the truly insane as it is. As slow as they are to make though, helpers are so cool. They're based on characters you know and love, like Birdon. They have the full movesets that Kirby gets when using an ability, such as Wing for Birdon. And you can even jump off of them to get a nifty little boost. And this right here, this cute little jump that makes a funny noise, is how any ability can one-shot every mini-boss in the game. Abilities such as Wing, thanks to Birdon. Yeah, it's an attack. You can try this on enemies to see for yourself. It does do pretty decent damage, but it could do sword damage. Obligatory hitting on sword moment, yahoo! And still be enough. Mini-bosses are just that weak from below. Of course, some abilities for this are better than others. Wheel, for example, has Wheelie Rider as the helper, and Wheelie Rider specifically is one of the best abilities in the game. You get in a room with Wheelie Rider, hop off, have a little Mary Joy jump as you destroy a mini-boss's entire life from the bottom up, land back on Wheelie Rider, and keep on zooming. It's super satisfying destroying mini-bosses in one hit while losing next to no momentum. And even if you aren't a speedrunner, I at least suggest trying to pull this off once. If you want an easy practice spot, I do suggest the 4th level of Dynablade. There's a brief mini-boss gauntlet at the end, and even though the first 2 probably aren't gonna work, the Poppy Brothers that spawn at the end are very easy practice. Also, it being Dynablade specifically, you can very easily get Wheel in the 2nd level. Of course, if having a helper is too much, I understand. You need to learn positioning, the helper has to cooperate, that's cute. A lot has to go right. It's worth it, and the I kicked the mini-boss's butt literally pun is just too good to pass up, even if you're diving into it rather than kicking it, but I get it. So just use Jet instead. Yeah, Jet, the single best ability in the game for movement. Also, conveniently, has a charge attack. Well, it has multiple, but don't be pedantic, please. I can be 2 puppy years let you get away with murder. And also, I don't want to talk about the charge attack one. I still haven't recovered from yesterday. It is so hard to use this charge attack when it should be easy like it is an ultra. Why is it so hard? Jet's jumping charge attack is enough to cleanly, consistently, and really easily knock out mini-bosses in one hit. This is insanely useful for so many reasons, but to actually talk about how it's used in runs, I want to talk about Milky Way Wishes. More specifically, Cavios! This level has a maze where you fight multiple mini-bosses, and even in the speedrun, you fight 3. Kawasaki, Poppy, and Bonkers, with a forced Bugsy fight at the end. So I guess this means you fight 4, but whatever. This is the fastest way to get Hammer, which even in any percent is used for certain fights, as well as the fastest route in general. It's very nice, I like it. You use the jet jump thingy-mahoosit for this, but the reason why I love bringing this up specifically is because, unlike most of the other mini-bosses, these ones have butt insurance. In plain English, they're close to the ground, and you wouldn't even think it's possible to one-shot them this way, given Kirby doesn't get a short hop. That Kirby's so full hop of energy and hope. But if you time it right, then these suckers still don't stand a chance. This applies to all of the mini-bosses, but these are the only ones relevant to the run. So just how big of a deal is this, feature when speedrunning? It's certainly present, I won't deny that, but you see this surprisingly little. And that's because, at least when you're optimal, you're rarely going to encounter mini-bosses at all. In any percent, you only play through 4 modes: Dynablade, Revenge of Meta Knight, Great Cave, and Milky Way Wishes. Of these, you fight a grand total of 1 mini-boss in Great Cave, where, granted, you do this with Wheelie Rider, and it's the hypest thing. God, KSS is so cool. And during the mini-boss maze in Cavios, and in the area I dubbed You Get Plasma here. Oh wait, it turns out Jet's so fast, Plasma isn't used anymore. Oops, they doops, during Milky Way Wishes. For Dynablade, you just fight Zero. KSS is jank, we'll get into that soon. But ROMK is a bit of a unique case. It may pad the video out a little bit and won't be super relevant, but hey, gotta get that watch time up for more YouTube money. The mini-bosses you fight in order are Heavy Lobster, actually no, not really, we'll ditch that one, Dude Guy McGee, the Bonker Buddies, the Meta Knights, I don't have a funny name for them, Poppy Bros, and the Dude Guy McGee Imposter, Frosty, and finally the Meta Knights again. Not counting Heavy Lobster, of course. This trick is used against the Bonker Buddies and Poppy McGee. That's it, and the reason is because of a completely different trick that is totally not going to be tomorrow's video, and you totally shouldn't comment. No more from me, thanks. I am a Russian in tomorrow's video when it does come out. Anyway, you bonk your head and jump real high and skip most of the mini-boss fights, and I think that's pretty neat. But for the few fights you do kick butt for, well, the results speak for themselves. Also, for Hundo, it's obviously not relevant for Gourmet Race. You don't fight any mini-bosses that this is applicable for in Spring Breeze, and I guess it's pretty good for the arena. If you use Jet, which you don't, Lamau. Before wrapping up, I should mention that, because the game is perfect in every way, I love it so much, this doesn't exist in Superstar Ultra. Every mini-boss wore bricks in their pants, or whatever, I'm running out of steam if you couldn't tell, so they take normal damage from below. Jet is still one of the better options, if only because it's so good at going through levels, you'd never want to get rid of it, but it's much more of a rhythm of charge, kaboom, charge, kaboom, etc., blah, blah, blah. Ultra has plenty of unique speedrunning jank to it. Trust me, there aren't, I think, any Kirby games that don't have broken bugs in them when you know where to look. But because of this specific fix, I can't use a clickbait thumbnail of Frosty's butt for a video when it comes to Ultra. I mean, you can't get the quick kill that way. Speedrunning is really fun for a lot of reasons. It can be frustrating, no doubt, but when the pieces come together, it feels incredible. Euphoric. This is one of my favorite pieces of speedrunning tech in any game, Kirby or not, for that exact reason. It's just fun. Once you figure out how it works, it's extremely easy to pull off, but there is always a feeling of excitement before nailing that final, and singular, hit with the instant reward of seeing an enemy that every Kirby game treats as a major roadblock being taken down in literal frames. I may just be a little bit silly in my titles and my videos and my thumbnails and my scripts and my line reads and my speedruns, but if you take one thing away from this video, I really hope it's that speedrunning is fun and games falling apart at the hands of speedrunners is really funny. And I hope you try this one for yourself. If you do, please let me know in the comments or on a live stream or on Twitter or literally wherever. I'd be a real happy puppy if this video motivated someone to kick some mini boss butt. But with that, I'm off to work on more videos. I have been Klaire. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you around. Bye!